Uh, Chat, I'm like really far from my microphone, so I hope I'm loud enough. I don't want to have to turn up my microphone, but I'm like a foot away from it. Hello everybody. Thank you Helena Xoxo for the follow. Or for the subscription, my bad. Thank you for the subscription. Muted? I am not muted. Don't even cap on me right now, bro. This is not... What do you think of what do you guys think of the new setup I got going on here? I have... Those of you with keen eyes might remember this chair. Those of you might remember it from the Yellow House days. The Yellow Room days. Because I used this as my stream chair for a long time. The fucking lazy boy is back. How did I get from Iowa to here? Well, it's been with me the whole time. Like, I moved with it. Like, it's been at our last apartment the whole time. Like, I just haven't had it on stream because it was downstairs. It was out in the sunroom up until, like, today. But, like, I swear to God, that other chair has been hurting my back. Like, if I lower back, for some reason, I can't, like, sit on it without my lower back just fucking killing me. So I just said, fuck it, and I dragged this thing over here. And now, I don't know, we're just gonna run with it like this. I feel like it's better for the stream, because you get more of my body in the shot instead of just my, like, torso. But, you know. If the chair could talk, it would be like those damn cats. It's getting torn up, dude. I need to, like... I want to have it, like, restored, because, like, the arm here is all fucked up. Like, there's a hole in it. It's getting pretty fucked up, this chair, I'm not gonna lie. I need to, like, fix it. I need to repair it. There's a big hole in the leather, or the pleather. Where can we get that outfit? It looks so good. I have no idea. It was sent to me. If the talk could share. That's what it would say. Be careful moving up your legs or we could see it in Main Street. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta be a little careful, cause like if I just opened my legs like that, it would be over. Look way more relaxed. I feel like this is more comfortable. This is genuinely it's more comfy this way. I don't know. I feel like for gaming it might not be as good, you know, because it's not the gaming chair, but like I'm so sick and tired of like I've been sitting on that chair and I've been trying to make it comfy, but it's like been fucking my lower back up. I think it's because like there's like padding that's been eroded away, and so now what used to be the back is just a metal bar. It's like right here on my back there's like this little metal bar that chair has, and it's fucking killing me. TOS chair, we'll see. I was like in Maddie's stream yesterday, and I swear to God, she's just like sitting like this, moving side to side, and just like, bro, you gotta be more careful there. You gotta be more careful. You gotta be more careful with that, man. Red Salix has moved her streaming rig to next to her bed. Your chair couldn't be that scuffed. Do you want to see it? Do you want to see the chair? Because it's scuffed. I showed it last stream. It's scuffed, chat. It's torn the fuck up. Like, the bottom of it is all torn up. It's been used as a cat, like, claw tree for, like, years. And it's just... It's not great. It's truly not great. Partially because of this little stinker right here. Astra's throwing up, loaded to bear tonight with those legs. What were you doing with that chair? I was just sitting in it, man. It just... Sometimes... You know what? I've gone through... There are certain items in my life that I go through a lot of. Like, I've had so many different mice in my time. I've had so many different headphones. Part of the reason why I love these headphones and I, like, spent as much money as I did on these headphones when I did is because I like not having to replace my headphones every year. I was, like, for a long time, I would always get, like, I would use a pair of headphones until they were literally falling apart, and then I'd have to get a new one. It would be like a year-long cycle. Same with the chair. I would get like the cheapest chair I could, like $100 chair from like Office Depot or something like that, and I would use it until it was literally so uncomfortable that I couldn't use it anymore. And that's how I deal with chairs. They kind of get used until they're no longer usable. Mice, headphones, pens. Sitting? Right. Would the tears be the cat's fault? Yeah. Cause like, especially like Moogie will like, do this to get onto the chair, and it's fucked up, man. Maddie's lack of self-awareness is to everyone's benefit except hers. My birthday is in 6 days. A happy birthday, Medical. Hello, Puck. The only problem is you can't see Puck right here. She's being super cozy, sitting right here in front of me. If I lift up her tail, you can see it, but otherwise, you can't see her. Hello, Puck. I hate wearing headphones, so I have to buy the same pair of Sony bass boosted earphones for the past 12 years. They're so outdated and no longer sell them anymore. I have to go to eBay to get them now. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I went through a lot of headphones. I had some like V-Modas. I had Turtle Beach. I had Logitech. I had the Cloud 2s. Those like I've had like some decent headsets over the years, but they're like 90% of them are just garbage. Like the first pair of headphones I bought before, like where I was like, okay, this is like I'm gonna spend more money on headphones so I don't have to replace them every year, were the old ones of these. I had some of these that were not the fancy versions. These are the fancy bougie versions. See, these are the 1770 Pros, which are way too expensive. I mean, I guess they're not too expensive, but I would not have, if these broke and I were buying new headphones, I would not buy these headphones specifically because of the price. But the DT like 770s or the DT 1770s, easily the best pair of headphones I've ever had. They sound amazing. They're like level, so they're not boosted bass. They're very flat response. They like, I love it. They have the metal bands. They don't break. And this one, the last one broke because this cable broke, and it was hardwired into the headphones. But this one, it detaches. It's a mini XLR. The only problem is that the wires that go from here to here, there's like this shield cable, and it's like totally tearing and breaking. And I'm just really hoping that the actual wire that's in there isn't breaking, because that would be very unfortunate. I don't know how I would fix that if like these wires like broke, because these are like starting to tear. I'm gonna take some like electrical tape and tape them up, I think. I actually tried to vibe with a fancy pair. I bought a baller ass fuck Audio Technica headset, but I hated wearing them, so I returned them. See, that's part of the reason why I bought these ones. I wear headphones a lot. Like, most of the day I wear headphones. And so it's like, if I can't wear it for like 5 hours without it hurting, then it's like, it doesn't work. I can wear these all day and not have any problems. I've had like 5 or 6 pairs so far. 1% of Puck. Actually, I tried to vibe with yeah. Fancy headphones, you know, I don't know if fancy headphones are mostly worth it. Like, I feel like on a day-to-day experience, like, I don't know, maybe, because, like, really you're supposed to use a DAC or an amplifier with these kind of headphones. These are 250 ohm headphones, so you're supposed to have some sort of, like, amplifier. But I've always just plugged it straight into my computer. I've never had any complaints doing that. Like, it's never been too quiet. Like, I almost never have my, like, audio maxed the fuck out. To be honest, they sounded amazing. I just don't like my head feeling heavy. I mean, that's, you know, that's fine. That's, like, totally legit. That's why I don't, maybe it's just that I'm used to headphones. Because, like, I don't need my headphones on to stream, right? But I always wear them. It's like I feel naked streaming without them. Like, I don't know if it's because it's, like, the way my voice sounds when I have my headphones on. I don't know if it's because I like to hear the music in the background. I don't really know why, but I do enjoy wearing the headphones. Though the fucking, I need new cuffs. Like, look at this, chat. It's like the leather on these cuffs are like fucking up. It's like getting all fuckied. I need to like get some new ones. Compared to how Manny says, this is an incredible conservative stream site. See, yeah. Well, Maddie like does the Femboy UK pit, which I'm not gonna replicate the Femboy UK seating stance because I'm not wearing safety shorts, so that would not be good for me. But it really is like, fuck. You know, if you show underwear, people will clip it. Yes, I do. For free. Hello, Puck. Anyway, chat. How are you guys doing? I'm super tired. You'd never guess, but I'm super tired. Hello, Puck. It's also been hot today. I think it's like 80 degrees in my place. It's literally so hot. I have the thermostat set to 76, but it's 80 degrees in here. Like 81. I got home earlier and it was 80 fucking 3 in here. Probably by Astra. Shit would get yeeted. Should I set it to 64? Why would I set it to 64? Listen, 64 number one, way too cold. I would be freezing my ass off if I had it set to 64 in here. But also, like, the energy cost that it would take to get this place to 64 and keep it at 64 would be insane. Like, I don't have that much money to run my AC that much, and the AC runs most of the day anyway. I think it was like 95 today, so like inside it was still like 15 degrees cooler in here, but still, dude, 83? Fuck. I sure hasn't shown underwear in a few days. No, like, if it's not getting cold by being set at 74, why not try to set it lower? I don't want the energy. I don't want to spend the money on energy. It's like I would probably be able to do that, but then it's like, well, I gotta like, the AC's probably already running anyway, because if it's at 80, it's gonna try to get it down to 76, so it's constantly trying to get it down to 76. I don't know. There might be a problem with my AC unit or something like that. You ever like have a piece of like a patch of your leg which is not shaved correctly, and you thought you shaved it when you shaved the other day, but it's like you look down and you're like, oh fuck, I missed that bit, and I'm like, it's irritating me. Does that happen to anyone else? Or is that just me? Been about a week. Fucking goddamn it. I don't think it has been. It's been like 2 streams. It was like the stream before the last stream it happened, I'm pretty sure. I never do it intentionally though. But see, like, if I want to change the way I'm sitting right now, like if I want to like move my legs at all, it's gonna be like really dangerous. See, like this is the one problem with this like setup here. There we go. Hello, Puck. I wanted to fucking cry. I was running errands the other day, and when I got home, I realized I had a strip of hair on the back of my calf. I missed. I was wearing shorts too, hose shorts too. Yeah, it sucks. I was at like the beach one time, and I noticed one like spot like that. I was like, no. You never get it all the first time. You have to like take another shower and then do another round of leg shaving. Fuck it. I just want to get electrolysis. I don't want to have to deal about shaving anymore. I don't want to think about it. People get the clip ready. Shush. Shush. Stand up in the chair and bend over. I still couldn't believe that who stands on the chair to try to grab something off the floor. Listen, man, we all make mistakes, alright? Fuck, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I think you dropped something. Did I? Did I drop something? I like cleaned up that little pocket down here earlier. It's very clean. Very clean. Hello, Puck. What? What happened? What happened? What do you mean, this motherfucker? What? What did I do? What did I do, chat? What happened? You just got really close? I'll be the judge of that. I'll be the judge of that. I think I'm fine. Yeah, I was fine. I didn't get close. Yeah, you guys are tripping. Yeah, you guys are tripping. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know. Was that fan service? Redeem fit check? Alright, I gotta figure out some way of doing fit check. I think the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stand up like this. No puck. Okay. Right. Okay. And then I'm gonna tilt the camera up. Fit check. Chat is gaslighting me, and I don't appreciate it. And see, now when I do this, I'll be below the camera anyway, and so that makes it so that I can tilt this back down, and there we go, chat. There we go. Easy peasy. Never gaslight Astra. Would never. There we go. And I gotta eat something, chat. What do I have? I have a pizza. I have a pizza in the fridge or the freezer. Should I make a frozen pizza after the stream, chat? Or should I try making some? I bought some like frozen burrito things. I kind of want to try those, but I don't know how good they're gonna be. That chicken you've been making? Yeah, I could make that, but I've been making that chicken for like I've had chicken like the past 5 days in a row. I've eaten so much chicken. It's been only chicken. So yeah, I don't want to eat it every day. Astra, I think you showed your taint. I don't think I did. Pizza, then chat, cheat meal vibes. Yeah, the problem is like I want to eat something tasty. You know what I mean? Like I really want to have some like tasty food, but like fuck, dude. Frozen pizza ain't it? But then I don't know. I've been like. Every time I think, like, every time I go out on errands, I'm like, should I stop at a fast food restaurant? And at first, I'm like, you know what, I think I will stop at a fast food restaurant. And then I, like, think about it, and I'm like, well, where do I want to go? And then I stop there, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't want to think about that, so I just go home. I don't know if there's that many, like, good restaurants near me. Like, there's not really many, like, a ton of, like, super good restaurants. I could eat chicken every day. I do eat chicken most days, but I got a little tired of it. can make better burgers at home though. Yeah, I have to figure out how to like disable my fire alarm though, because if I make burgers here, it's gonna set off that fire alarm like 100%. Like it's not. At my old place, I could like take the fire alarm and remove it and then move it somewhere else. It's like for the time being, and then I could put it back when I was done. But this one is like I can't do that, and it's like right next to the oven. Like I was trying to season my pan the other day, and it fucking kept going off. I was like, motherfucker, you need to become the restaurant? Yeah. Well, I made chicken wings yesterday, so you know. Did I ask like I love chicken and rice? I don't know if I could. I like chicken and rice, but every day, put a plastic bag over it. I don't think I could do that. Tape a plastic bag over it temporarily. Does that work? Do I even have a plastic bag that would work? I don't think I have any tape either. Fuck. 200%, yeah. Astra making burgers flambe. Making flambe burgers. No, it's like if you're making a burger and you're not setting off your fire alarm, though, are you making burgers really? Are you really making burgers? I don't know. I don't have any saran wrap. I'll have to figure out something. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, chat. You mind if we do a nap stream? I could do a nap stream right now. Like I could just like I could stream Michelin quality floor burgers. I could do a cooking stream, but not at the moment. Can you just take out the battery? No, because it's like hardwired into the wall. Like I can't take it off at all. And I can't tell if I was tripping, but I could have sworn it was like beeping at me to have it like change, you know, for the battery sound. But I haven't heard that in a while, so I don't know. How's the hand feeling today? It's alright, it feels pretty okay. It definitely does hurt a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see where we're at. I might play some Melee. I don't know. Depends if I'm awake enough. I might be too tired for Melee though, genuinely. Which might have been a mistake. We better start having EP-stras. EP-stra streams. Have we not already been having EP-stra stream? Nap stream preferred, actually. If I just like... I'm so tired. I'm so EP, chat. I'm so EP. But now you're comfy, so you better be passing out. This is true. This is true. I am EP, and I'm cozy. I'm comfy as fuck. I am comfy as fuck. I do want to just kind of like bundle up and then just... nap stream with bare ankles. With bare ankles, you say? Look at those ankles. Look at those ankles. Thought. Look at those ankles, you thought. What is the background music name? I have no idea. It's off of some playlist. I found the playlist recently, but I don't know what the playlist is. It's like it's like on YouTube. It's like a compilation of like video game PS1 video game music. So I'm not really sure what this is from. I think it's from like it's like Underworld or some shit. I don't remember. Gives me Nether vibes. The Nether. I don't know what it's from. It's from some PS1 game. Probably from like Mario or some shit. gas bare ankles. You whore! You absolute whore! Who are you, like one of those 1930s harlots? Truthfully. Truly, truly, truly. What they call them, flappers. They call them flappers. Isn't that what you wouldn't... That doesn't seem like what you'd call a showgirl. That seems like what you call the wife, you know? Because the lips don't start... They don't stop flapping. Chat, have you ever, like, gotten into, like, some cozy show from the 70s/80s? That you're, like... You know, you're kind of getting into... You know, when you're, like... You get, like, really high and you just watch it, and it's just like, yeah, this is a cozy show. I found a show like that recently, and then I found out, like, the guy that's in the show died in, like, 2004, and it made me sad. Bob Newhart. I watched this fucking British television about, like, a guy, like, what was his name? Fred Didbow? Didbow? I don't know how to say his name. But he's like he's just some fucking dude that they started filming, and everyone was like, hell yeah. I love it. It's not Didbow, it's Fred Dibna, I think. Dibna, yeah. It's not with an R, it's an A. It's Dibna. Dibna. The Steeplejack. Yeah, that's the dude. It's the Steeplejack. Fred Dibna. That's the dude. It sounds like it looks like it should be spelled like, or said like Dibna. But it's not. Fit check, by the way. I have to get up very carefully every time I do a fit check. Fit check. Whoa! Close. Not today, though. Not today. Yeah, dude, that guy's entertaining as fuck. Like, I was just watching that shit, and it's just like, oh yeah, you know, up on the chimney, like, it's not bad, you know? Fuck thinks Tails movie. Hello, fuck. It's fucking, I love that guy. It's crazy, though. He's, like, actually insane. He, like, the show is basically, like, you can tell it was filmed in, like, the 70s, before, like, safety standards were a thing. It's just a fucking dude who, like, drinks, like, 2 pints of Guinness before climbing up a 500-foot brick tower with no safety harness. He's just like, oh, yeah. Well, it's, you know, it's not too bad, right? It's, you know, you just go up there and, you know, if you only fall off once. You only fall off once, so, you know, I just try not to think about it. And he's just, like, literally up there, like, taking down a chimney 1 brick at a time. But it's, like, 500 feet in the air, and it's just like, what the fuck? Fuck over here, asserting dominance on Tails. Did you say Simplejack? Not Simplejack, Steeplejack. Simplejack is, my brain don't work so well no more. Mama. You Simplejack. No, dude, Steeplejack, honestly, if I was living in England in, like, the 70s, I would be a Steeplejack. I would go be a Steeplejack. I would do it. I think Steeplejack, that's cool. I want to watch Tropic Thunder now. I think that's a cool job. That's a cool job. Also, I half think that the dude is, like, who they based the sniper off of from Team Fortress 2. I'm, like, almost confident of it. Because he's got the same truck. Like, he has the same Land Rover, Range Rover thing. It is fucking, it's so cool. And I watched, like, a newer thing that he was in, where he was talking about some bullshit. He was, like, doing some show. And he was still driving that piece of shit Range Rover. I was like, that's so cool. He's even driving this thing for literally like 40 years. That shit's crazy, chat. That shit's actually crazy. Dibna. It's Dibna, I think. It's Fred Dibna.
Fascinated me for all through my childhood. How the hell does one little man get all that up to the top of a 200-foot factory chimney and fix it all up? And, you know, like, if you went to talk to most of them, they couldn't really explain in, you know, language I understood how you did it, because I don't think they really knew themselves, you know. They'd just left school and been shown, you know, the way to do it, and they battered at it in a wild sort of a fashion. And life went by, and one day I met the man who sort of had been a draftsman.
Dude just climbing up his tower.
They ended up in this.
No safety harness.
Through his father-in-law were a bit stuck, who were a steeplejack, and he'd gone help him out, and he were like a bit of a cut above the rest with the grey matter, and he explained to me with a piece of chalk on the cobblestones in a mill yard in Bolton how you put tied on in a position about 4 feet from one end, and then the rope runs up the side of it, and there's a lashing round there which I can conveniently undo, and then I guide that piece of timber with, you know, Donald at the bottom supporting its weight, and I guide it behind the ladder until I've got it going across here, like so.
And when he climbs along the overhang, I freak out. Men were built fucking different, dude. Legitimately.
In a bosun's chair, if you've looked after all the rope and all the tackle, you know, you have a beautiful sense of security, because, you know rope will hold a couple of tons, you're dead. You've got it all up, it's quite solid.
This is so crazy, dude. He's just hanging there. There's no safety harness. He's just hanging. Just vibing.
And when, so, you can roll.
And the show is so, like, crazy, too, because it's like, he's just like, he's gotta be like autistic or something, I swear to God. Cause like,
so pleasant on a Monday morning when it's cold.
Half the time he's like, oh yeah, you know, I should be out there, you know, doing my job, but I'm not. I'm just here with my steam engine. I don't know why I made him Scottish.
Wind's blowing and
I don't know how to do that accent.
So you suffer. Winds.
Dude. Like, dude, what is this?
The reason for the price were I didn't really want the job. Like, if it had have been a repair job, which, you know, on average takes, what, a month, 5 weeks, it's not so bad, but when it comes into months and months, you see, it's a bit different. Furthermore, when there's only like one of you, and such a gigantic pile of bricks, you know, you've got to have a stout heart to take it on your own.
That's so insane, dude. It's actually so insane.
Area, there's like too many buildings, you know, to drop the thing, like, or blow it up, as some people do. The chairman of Court Halls won't let it be blown up, so I've got to knock it down a brick at once.
It's so insane.
It don't do to think about how long it's going to take you, you know, you've just got to keep bashing some off. Oh, I've been here too long already, you know, about 3 months and done now, which in my eyes I'm quite disgusted, but the weather's been outrageous, you know, his window frames, think, dicing with death.
He's just fucking like,
won't get out of bed.
Imagine being up there that tall of a fucking thing.
One day I fell off a
Look, he's got the sniper van. It's the sniper truck.
Don't think we'll get a yard of Dale.
No. Just about down.
They were quite, to quote all, rather a big din.
Look at it, look at it, it's the sniper truck, it's the sniper van. It's just missing the camper part.
They've done it, you know, madmen, you know, no pit props, nothing, just chop the and you come on the insurance price, you know. Out further. Over after. Thank you. Hmm?
Look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. Are they saying real words? No, it's British. It doesn't count. Some poor sod had to get a 1970s TV camera up there. Yeah, I was thinking. Who the fuck is filming up there, man?
You see it moving, the stick. That stick. I hope the bloody thing goes. It's going. Going.
The honk. Puck has like spotted something. I don't know what she's looking at. What do you see there, Puck? That motherfucker has balls on his balls. Like, actually, I could not imagine doing that. It's so insane. Looks quite cheerful for someone who almost had a chimney land on them. I do think it's a little sad, though. It is a little sad. Like, I feel like what's sad about it is, like, that's his whole thing. He just likes... Like, if you look at fucking... Yeah, I'm doing the librarian look tonight. I've even got the... Are your bucks overdue? But, like, literally the guy is, like, all he cares about is climbing chimneys and building steam engines. That's all he cares about. It's like, you can tell he doesn't give a shit about anything else. Like, he'll talk... Apparently, they made this documentary about him, and then he became so popular that they filmed a TV series just following him around. And he's talking like, oh, you know, it's all nice, well, that people are, like, come up to me, but, like, fuck off, you know? I just want to build my goddamn fucking steam engine. But it's sad, you know? Like, all those fucking chimneys, dude. I would be so much cooler. I would want to go to England if they still had, like, all of those 18th, like, 19th century fucking... chimneys. I think that'd be so cool. It's along the lines of Stern Mother. You will never get her approval as she has ultra high standards type outfit. And I share a video, as long as it's within TOS, yeah. I'm in an ad, damn. It sucks. Said, oh shit, that's coming closer than I thought. We're so back.
Hello. Hello and welcome to Oblivion. Where's the men?
You are pissing me off. What next?
Wowee! Welcome to Oblivion Remastered. The name is perfect. We're intelligent.
Autism
Apparently,
cat.
we'll damage that.
Front row.
Oh my god. God, it's so beautiful.
What am I why did you link that? I don't get it. What am I watching there? Skip ahead some... Damn, I hate when you get a good whiff of food and it makes you super hungry. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna make. I'm like super hungry and I don't want to cook anything. And I'm out of pizza rolls. Oh, I have ramen though. I could make ramen. I haven't made ramen in a hot second, so I could make some ramen. But I might not. I might just make some, like, chicken again. Because as much as it is, like... As much as it is, like, I've had it for the last 3 days, it is, like, pretty good. Smashing Dress you got there? Oh, thank you. Autism Cat is a great series. There's still, there are still over 1,000 gas streetlights in London? That's actually kind of cool. How many towers are there, though? How many chimneys are there? Because that's what I really care about. You like beef jerky? I love beef jerky. Hungry, don't want to make anything equals breakfast cereal straight from the packet. I don't have any breakfast cereal. I do not have any. Yeah, also I don't really like breakfast cereal that much, but I don't have any. My girlie does that less. She hates milk and just palms that shit. Not so many chimneys these days. Yeah, see, that's the sad part, right? You know, think about, like, fuck, dude, England became great off the back of those chimneys. They were literally like monuments. They're so cool. I mean, I'm sure there's still a couple around, right? Like, I'm sure some of them have been preserved for historical reasons, but, like, dude, it'd be so much cooler if you could just walk through the cities and see the trees of, like, a forest of the goddamn towers. Some of them are fucking gorgeous. Houses born after 1999 don't know how to chimney. Yeah. Chimneys that draw out smoke, that's bad for your health. Yeah. Yeah, but, like, they're cool. There's even one preserved in the middle of Cambridge. Well, at least, you know, as long as there are some that are, like, preserved and, like, you know, we're gonna be like, alright, this one's gonna be, like, a historical monument. You know, because you can't really keep all of them. It's understandable. I imagine at some point, if they pose, like, a hazard, like, if you have, like, a town and there's a bunch of chimneys in it, and then, like, no one's maintaining the chimneys, they're just gonna start falling on people. You mean the look of the chimneys? I mean, they look pretty cool, but it's not, it's just, you know, they're cool fucking thing. Like, hold on, let me look this up. Like, a 19th century chimney. I'll just do Victorian. Victorian chimney. I mean, these are cool, not what I'm talking about, but they are kind of cool. I'm talking about, like, this one. Like, look at that. It's fucking cool. Just do... Is this chimney stack? Is that... No. Hold on. Tall. Like, look at that. Like, that is a cool looking chimney. There's even the steeplejack on it. See, now this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what it used to look like. There used to be just chimneys all over the fucking place. I prefer that. I think that would be cool. Like, look at that motherfucker. Like, look at that cool ass old chimney. They're just historical, I guess. I don't know. It's like there's a good bit of history to it, you know? It's like shit used to look like this, man. And now they're all gone. Torn to the ground by the same people who erected them. How the fuck did they even build them back in the day? Motherfuckers are tall. Yeah, I don't know. They're actually, like... That's what's so sad about it. It's like seeing, like, a huge chimney, like this one or something, or this one, like, being torn down. It's like they're cool, but, like, someone built that. Like, it was someone worked their asses off to build that thing. It's basically a work of art at that point. It makes sense, though, that there's not that many left. I mean, I guess if it still looked like that, it'd probably be kind of wild. If there's just, like, that many chimneys around. And also, when you think about it, it's like... A lot of those chimneys were you were putting out smoke that were like killing people, and they're being operated by underpaid like child laborers. So I mean, it's not all good history, I guess, but fuck, I think they're pretty. I think they're cool. I think there's like legitimate reason to keep like, you know, some cool chimneys around. Historical, you know? Imagine living in a castle. Yeah, most of those 19th century chimneys are knocked down. Yeah, unfortunately. There's the cool ones, though. Chimney energy. You'd literally qualify as a chimney sweeper in that era. I would have. That's probably what I would have done. I probably would have tried to have been a steeplejack, because, you know, steeplejacks are cool.
And I was running far.
Look at all these kids are... You know what happened to all these kids? And this is why you should never wear these kind of hats. Is they're all of these kids dead. All of them are dead. See this kid right here? Dead. See this guy right there? Dead. Why? It's the chimneys. Obviously, it's the chimneys. There's so many people like wearing like blankets over their heads. Wrong link. What did the hats do? I don't know. Did chimneys target flat calves? I have no idea. The reason why they're all dead is that they'd have to be over 130 years old to be alive. No, dude, it's definitely not that. It's something. I don't know. It's been artificially enhanced and colored. England has a lot of coal resources, but pretty much most of the coal mines are shut down, yeah. Unfortunately. Well, there was that one town that kind of got fucked by the coal industry, so I kind of understand that. It was like some like town that was like a coal town in like the 80s, and it was like they had these giant fucking mounds of garbage and dog shit from the coal mines, and they got so big, and for some reason they put them on a mountain above the town, which you might have thought something was gonna happen with that, but like one of these huge ash mounds of coal and soot and garbage had a landslide, and it went and like fucked up the town. Specifically the schoolhouse, which had just gotten in session. So it's like 150 kids just got fucking destroyed immediately. Coal mines are cool. Devo taught me that. Working in the coal mine, going downtown. Thatcherism into the chat. The Aberfan disaster. Yeah, dude, that shit is crazy, actually, though. Like, that shit's so fucked. That story is so sad. So, like, on one hand, like, I'm sad that the chimneys are gone. Most of them, anyway. But at least there are a couple still left that are, like, historical, right? But for the most part, I feel like most of the people who built those chimneys or were around when those chimneys were built probably didn't... They probably wouldn't be too sad to see, like... If you took one of these kids from one of these black and white photos and you showed them modern day England, they'd probably be like, oh, look at that! There's not a whole bunch of chimneys spewing smoke into the fucking sky anymore. It only takes some, like, nostalgic asshole just being like, I remember when there were chimneys everywhere. When did you turn into a supermodel? What? My dad told me what happened on the news. The reporter was emotional. Yeah. Do you think the Egyptian pyramids or mountains are built? Well, they were definitely built. They're not mountains. 100% not mountains, because, you know, mountains don't form like that. They're definitely built. Something about the coffin inside of them and the fact that they have entrances and rooms built with inside of them. Built by demons? I mean, if that's one way to refer to Egyptians, yes. I guess you could say that. So, I mean, maybe the sea people probably thought that. You look stunning. Oh, thank you. Town of Centralia, Pennsylvania is a ghost town where a coal mine fire has been burning beneath the surface since 1962. The fire, which started in 1960, has caused the town to be abandoned and has burned for 60 years. Damn. Aliens formed them with outdated mountain guns. There's no way humans can build this? There's definitely a way human... You know what, Nero? I understand your I understand your skepticalism. But if you really don't think humans could build a pyramid like that, you need to watch Fitzcarraldo. You need to watch the movie Fitzcarraldo, and you need to understand that that's not special effects. They did that for real. If some fucking German asshole can go to the Peruvian rainforest and drag a 320-ton steamship over a mountain with nothing but indigenous people, rope, and wooden tools, motherfuckers can build a pyramid, alright? Like, you get enough time, they could do that shit. They could do that shit. I 100% believe that the Egyptians could and did build the pyramids. There's no way. If you can spite God enough to take a ship and pull it over a fucking mountain. But found out the coal mine disasters are fires that have taken over thousands of lives. Damn. It's impossible. 70 tons each. Yeah, okay, yeah. But, like, you think, oh, that seems impossible until you, like, realize they use, like, rollers and shit like that. They're 70 tons each, which is, you know, it's impressive that they did it, right? Like, it's not unimpressive. It's definitely impressive, but, like... Like, if someone had asked me if this was possible, I would have told them no.
The ship will be wound up the mountain.
It's such a good movie. I think it's honestly is my favorite movie. Like, oh yeah, it seems unrealistic that a bunch of primitive Bronze Age Egyptians could do something that insane. And then you look at this. But it's knowing that this isn't CG, knowing that they're not using special tools, knowing that everything that you're seeing in this fucking movie is legitimately happening. Like, they actually did this. They didn't have a crane off camera. They literally, using nothing but wooden tools, took a fucking steamship and dragged it over a mountain. If they could do that, Egyptians could build the pyramids. There's no way. There's some 5 times granite on the inside chamber. Modern estimates are that the pyramids took 20,000 people 25 years to build. If you're willing to throw that much manpower at the problem, you can get almost anything built. Yeah, it's very, yeah. It does seem like unrealistic that people can do that, but there is legitimately, we know how the pyramids were built for the most part. We know how they did it. It's like the Easter Island heads. Like, we didn't know, for a long time, we thought it was impossible that people, like primitive people, could move an Easter Island head over to where they are, because considering how massive they are. Like, they're really, really big pieces of stone. But it turns out they totally did, and we can prove that they did, and we can do it the same way they did back then and achieve the same results. Like, it can be done. It's just, it's hard to believe. What movie was that? Dob, that was the movie Fitzcarraldo. You should watch it. There's a theory that pyramids are actually old world power banks, which is not true. I've seen that show though. That's not true. That's dumb. It's not true. It's actually so ridiculous and not true that it's super not true. Apparently Stonehenge's stones were transported over logs passed over another. That's probably how they did it, yeah. Yeah, it's like with enough ingenuity, you can move some pretty heavy shit. Like, humans are pretty clever. And people think just because it was the ancient Egyptians that they didn't know how to do that. But the ancient Egyptians were way more advanced than people give them credit for. Remember when they found out that Easter Island has actually full bodies that were just buried? Yeah, that's what's cool about it, is the way they move them is they walk them. They literally take 2 big ropes attached to its head and, like, have a bunch of people pull on one and then pull on the other, and the thing waddles to its spot. It's cool. Like, they did it. They, like, recreated a head that weighs the same, and they took a bunch of people and they moved an Easter Island head. And it's literally so cool. We lost a lot of knowledge in that damn library burned down. I still cry. Alexandria, Library of Alexandria. You know the stones for that or the lighthouse of Alexandria. The stones for that still exist. Thought they were big spaceships. Remember when they found out that? Yeah. Hello, Moogie. Esther, you're very smart. I think I blame Caesar. Imagine if we still had all that info. Yeah, I don't know. It would have been cool, but you never know. It's like the modern internet has like hundreds of times of more information than what was in that library. Is what the guy said before they burned down the library? Before he burned down the library.
Pussies.
No.
Go hit the gym. Fuck books.
Oh, no.
Books are for pussies.
No.
Go hit the gym.
So they probably wouldn't have been books. It probably would have been scrolls. Moogie. Something that impresses me is that the Pliny and Elder visited the pyramids as tourists in the Roman times, and they were already older than the Roman remains are to us now. Oh yeah, the pyramids have been there for a long fucking time. By the time the Egyptian Empire stopped being like a primary superpower in the late Bronze Age, they literally or the Bronze Age collapse, I guess, is when that would have happened. Maybe they were still powerful after the Bronze Age too, I guess. But they peaked in bronze. But even then, the pyramids were already super fucking old. I'd love to see that guy try to detonate the SoCal library hall. Scrolls, tablets, and men with ancient knowledge would have been cool as fuck. Yeah, it would have been. But they're like, nah, dude. Knowledge? You know what I like more than knowledge? Fire. Hello, Moogie. Every time there's a dark age, we regress. Yeah. And femboys. How can I believe what you said? Still not solved yet? Well, I mean, I can't make you believe, bro. I mean, it's just, you gotta understand, humans have been doing some crazy shit for a long time. When you think about Bronze Age as some sort of, really primitive people, Bronze Age, if you were transported to the ancient island of Crete and the Minoans, and you were just transported to their civilization, and you had no idea, you would not have believed that you were in the past. You would have believed that you were in some sort of alternate reality. Because, the civilizations they had in the Bronze Age were super, advanced and, modern by today's standards. these people weren't like stupid. Like they know how to do shit. And if we can today take a 320-ton steamship and drag it over a mountain with primitive tools, people back then could have built the pyramids. It just was down to manpower, time, and money. And the pharaoh apparently had all three of those things, so they had a lot of pyramids. But like, there's other great structures from that era. I mean, even like newer structures that are still like really impressive. Like the city of Ur is really cool. There's some cool shit there. There's a lot of cool shit like that, man. According to Wikipedia, the oldest structure is apparently 1,200 years old. Roman. Dark Ages weren't as bad as most people think. You could not rent an apartment with running water and underfloor heating in ancient Rome. You could rent an apartment. Yeah, dude! Rome was so much more advanced than people think it was. Like, Rome at the time was, like, seriously, seriously advanced. So 1,000 years old, Blindstra. Knowledge. You know what else I like more than materialistic?
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Knowledge. Hold on, I need to go help Moogie. She's in the litter box. Give me a second, cat. Oh. She's giving up. You give up, Moogie? Do you want help, Moogie? No. Are you gonna go on the chair? What are you gonna do, Moogie? Okay, she's going on the chair. I'll help her go poop later if she needs. Free fit check. If only they knew medicine better. 12,000 years of Blindstra. Shiadab. What are your thoughts on bringing back to the direwolf from extinction? It's not really a direwolf. It's just like a genetic mutation. It's the genetic makeup of a direwolf. It's really... They didn't bring back the direwolf. They brought back, like, direwolf puppies that were genetically modified to be similar to direwolves. I think, anyway. But I think that's kind of cool. I think it's pretty cool. Horrors beyond our comprehension are very fun. You know, it's probably it's what humanity's all about, really. Hello, illegal immigrants, leave. What a name. Just getting straight to the point there. Hello, what's your name? Get out! That's my name. Gobekli Tepe was pretty advanced. That was 12,000 years ago. I think, like, civilization, like, there's probably, like, really advanced civilization much earlier than we thought. I think advanced civilization is, like, 20,000 years old, if not older. It just depends on where you're at. You think about it, it's crazy. Because, like, we have, like, fossil records and shit like that, right? At least he asked, please. Wait, what did who? Oh yeah, he did ask. At least he said please. Love to see them bring the T-Rex. You deserve a follow. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for the follow.
Daddy. Thank you, Illegal, for following. Imgant is crazy. The new chair? It is the new chair, yeah. I think that there's some theories, like, there's that one guy who, like, I don't know what his name is, but, like, he made, like, a Netflix series about ancient sites and had some crazy-ass theory about them, which is just like, nah, dude, nah. I do think, though, like, the ancient world is a lot bigger than we think it was. Like, if you look at the fossil records, right, we have, like, 0.5% of all fossils. Like, as far as we know, if we were to go back in time, we might be able to recognize 1% of the animals that existed back then, because that's what we survived in fossil records. Everything else is lost. We literally don't know. We have no idea. It wouldn't let me write the whole words. I had to get creative. Yeah, at least he's cordial, all right. Like, you gotta give him that. At least he's saying that. He's asking nicely. It's not like, get out. We've never been found a complete dinosaur skeleton, and most pieces we know are from a single example. Yeah, it's like there's so much we don't know about our own history. It's like people like to think that we have everything figured out, but we don't know shit. We don't know shit. If you ask me, I think there was a city all throughout like modern Sahara Desert. I think there were cities all throughout there. Because back like 10,000 years ago, the Sahara Desert wasn't a desert. It was like a lush green landscape where like you could have absolutely had real like civilization. And the Egyptians themselves claimed that their like origin story was that they came from the west, like after a great flood had taken out their original society. Like if you just take what the Egyptians say at face value, there's a lot. Who knows if that's true or not, but you know. I'm so sad to never be able to see a dodo bird. Tragic. Graham Hancock is the Netflix quack. Yeah, that's the dude. I don't like that dude. He's like, this must be a symbol. That's not what he sounds like, but he's like, this must be a symbol of ancient civilization, advanced civilization, and therefore aliens. Like, come on. He's like, there's a lot of good points, but like, come on. There's the Bimini Road. Is like, is this an ancient city? No, it's not an ancient city. It's just a natural rock formation. Like, obviously, it's just a natural rock formation. The lodge can handle a heavy stone, so it would crash instantly. The lodge can't? What is the lodge? You mean a log? One log, no, but like several logs, yes. You can roll a heavy object on logs. A 70-ton object, absolutely. It was absolutely possible for the ancient Egyptians to build the pyramids. It's like, that was not up for debate. They did that. They straight up did that. And the proof is in the pudding, considering there's a big-ass pyramid. There's a big-ass pyramid in the middle of the Gaza, or not Gaza. There's a middle, fuck, dude, imagine if we put a Bass Pro Shop pyramid in Gaza. No, but there's a giant-ass pyramid in the middle of the Saharan desert. And someone put it there, because it's not natural. Giza, Gaza, tomato. Did you see the GTA 6 trailer? I did. Our agriculture only began 11,000 years ago. The fossil record is riddled with gaps way longer than that. There could have been an entire dinosaur civilization spanning the globe without our finding any trace of it. But yeah, and we really don't know. Like, I feel like we can't say for certain that agriculture only began 11,000 years ago, because reality is there was a lot of different, like, types. There were a lot of different clans of humans out there running around doing all sorts of different things. There's no way to guarantee that ancient Mesopotamia was the first time we ever figured out how to do that shit. Like, I think that, if you ask me, my conspiracy theory is I think that the Rishat structure is actually Atlantis. I think it is. I don't think Atlantis exists like the way we think Atlantis exists. I also don't think maybe it was as, like, fantastical as what people say it was. But I do think that there probably was a city in the Rishat structure at some point. And if there was, that's most likely what we know today as Atlantis. Probably. How they stack the stones? Hold on. My man, Nero, I got you. We're gonna figure this out together. How did they build the pyramids? I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's actually pretty insane. I don't think they built it. I don't think they built it like that. I'm gonna be real. I don't think they did that, but I guess you could have.
Its sides of 400 over 2.5-ton blocks to such an incredible height without the crane or the block and tackle.
The clear candidate for all oral histories of floods in underwater cities, and such as the Mediterranean flooding into the Black Sea 7,000 years ago. I mean, I don't know.
It was a challenge to the
The reshot structure clearly was like wet at some
ancient
point.
Egyptians
Atlantis is real. It's in Georgia.
and still remains.
You believe in
a mystery.
Atlantis? I don't necessarily believe in Atlantis like the theory of Atlantis. I believe there probably was a real city though that Atlantis was based off of. Like the story of Atlantis comes from this Greek dude who went over, or Rome, I forget what he was. He was like some dude that went over to Egypt. He was ancient to us, but ancient Egyptian was still ancient to him. And these Egyptians told him all this bullshit, and then he wrote it in a book. And that's where we get the story of Atlantis. So probably 90% of the story is not true. But it was probably based off of a real city that did exist.
To
At some
modern
point.
Archaeologists. Egyptologist Mark Lehner has spent 30 years studying the pyramids hands-on.
My approach to the question was, where are the quarries?
Length to raise the. Did they approach the pyramid straight on?
Questions I've tried.
Only fragments of the block. A large proportion of the internal stones were just roughly finished. The gaps between them were filled with rubble and gypsum mortar.
In between the blocks were stuffed lots of limestone chip.
Nero, but you're so set in that it wasn't possible. Like, you're not even willing to theorize that it could be possible or how it would be possible. There's no way to ever convince you. But here's what I want to know, Nero. Is if you don't think it's possible, then how do you think they got there? What do you think put them there?
It's mixed with a huge dollops of mortar. And it's set just like modern concrete.
But every stone that would be visible when the build was completed was placed with amazing precision. In the Great Pyramid, the blocks of the burial chamber fit precisely. The sides of these blocks had to be almost perfectly flat to make these astonishing joins. This precision engineering was achieved using the most rudimentary of tools.
Yes, we'll use this rods and string tool in order to find out whether the surface is truly flat. And by using a third rod, which is the same length as the other two rods joined by the string, which is now pulled very taut, we can see if it just slips under. Now, we've got a bit of a high spot there. Now, in ancient times, they would mark that simply by putting some red ochre on, just to remind the workers where to go to, and check along the length of the string.
The ancient mason would use the rods and string to spot imperfections and then mark them with red ochre to show where more work was needed.
See, that's clever.
Smooth stone.
The sun like newly fallen snow.
The Great Pyramid of Giza was covered with thousands of these facing stones, requiring millions of man-hours.
Yeah, see, I think it would have been see this like thumbnail. I think that's probably what it would have looked like.
Hoist, or that's what I refer to it as, because I use the other angle at that's over a 5-pound block. I made the 10 vertical to over.
Yeah, it's all leverage, man. It's all leverage. I don't think. I definitely don't think that it was like they definitely built them like. I believe some ancient scientists already tested it and they didn't drag the stones. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I feel like they definitely could have dragged the stones. Like they're not too heavy to drag. Like again, I keep coming back to like if some fucking British dude in the 80s can drag a 300-ton ship over a mountain with nothing but primitive tools, they could have easily they could have definitely made the pyramids. Like they could have totally done that. Like if you can take a fucking 300-ton ship over a mountain with nothing but some rope and some wood, then you could build a pyramid with thousands of Egyptians. I know a guy who could do it for cheaper. Real. Mark Zuckerberg is using his lizard power to communicate his people on the update on the pyramids. Yeah, but okay, so if you don't believe that it was the Egyptians who built it, then what was it? How was it built? How did they build it? The Incas were doing much the same thing in South America. Anyone who doesn't believe ancient humans were capable of such stonework need to explain the Incas as well as the Egyptians. Well, there's a lot more. There's a lot of great ancient sites. The city of Ur, the city, obviously the Egyptian pyramids, the Angkor Wat is really, 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 really cool in my opinion, and the fact that they built Angkor Wat is just amazing. Like, that genuinely is a monument to humans' ability to build things. Is that fucking city. Cambodian history be like, thousands of years ago, our kingdom had we had the most powerful kingdom in the land, and we built massive cities that were impressive thousands of years down the line. Modern Cambodian history and be like, yeah, so, I like communism, so I killed a bunch of people. Like, a lot of people. Like thousands of people. Like 25% of the entire Cambodian population, types of people. We had so many dead bodies, we literally just started dumping them in fields as fertilizer. Kinds of levels of people. Cambodian history is wild, dude. It's fucking wild, I swear. I was specifically thinking of having stones fit precisely together without mortar. Yeah, there's definitely, like, they definitely could have built the pyramids back then. I feel like, again, I think that ancient, like, Bronze Age, like, I think even close to Stone Age peoples were, like, really, really more advanced than we thought they were. I think there were a lot of non-agricultural civilizations that survived for a long time that were also very advanced. But you think about, like, the fact that there's literally, like, evidence that, like, there's a meme, like a Bronze Age meme, like, going around where it's like El Nazir's copper. It's like, this motherfucker. There's literally a tablet, a clay tab we have that we found in the city of Ur. Is basically just talking about how this fucker's copper is of low quality, and he is upset. He's upset that he did not pay him money back for his low quality copper. Now it's a major hub for sex trafficking. Well, Giza. Yeah, Giza's kind of sad, honestly. Like, the pyramids are crazy cool, and I want to go there one day, but Giza scares me. I don't know if I'd want to go to Giza. Stretch. Yeah. Cambodia. Oh, Cambodia is? I guess that makes sense, yeah. That makes sense. Cambodia is always... I don't think they ever unfucked from the fucking... Because, like, they had a king that was really fucked, and that was fucking everybody up. And then they had a dude that just was like, oh, you're doing a bad job running your country? Hold my beer. And then I don't know if we ever really I don't think Cambodia ever, like, survived. I don't think they rebuilt much after that. Cambodia doesn't seem like they ever really recovered. Which, to be fair... When literally, like, 25% of your population gets massacred, it takes a while to come back from that one. Do you think the ancient civilizations built Stonehenge? If they did, why? Probably they could have been used for ceremonial, and maybe it was religious that they built it. Maybe I think Stonehenge has something to do with, like, the astrology. You know, when you live in the Bronze Age at night, there's not much to do other than stare up at the sky. So a lot of the ancient peoples were astronomers, and so there's a lot of astronomy in ancient civilizations. So it might have had something to do with that, like people building calendars, rudimentary calendars to, like, tell when, you know, the summer solstice is happening or some bullshit. A lot of tourist scammers too. They get violent when you deny them. I want to go to Cambodia though. I'd love to go to Cambodia. My dad was in Cambodia during Nixon. I would not. That's when you don't want to be in Cambodia, dude. That's when you don't want to be there. like after Vietnam happened, that's when you do not want to be in Cambodia, because Vietnam and Cambodia were like this for a little bit after Vietnam, but then Cambodia went too hard in the paint, and then Vietnam had to step in and literally say, now listen, bud. You know, you think about the Vietnamese War and how horrible, like, the Vietnamese treated the U.S. prisoners of war, and how, like, you know, the punji traps, you know, like, man, these people were animals. And then you realize, like, when Vietnam liberated Cambodia, the Vietnamese were like, bro. Like, the Vietnamese were, like, shook when they, like, invaded Cambodia. They were like, what the fuck? There was a high school that they converted into, like a prison death camp. And it was literally some of the most egregious human rights violations ever. And now it's a museum. But to keep the authenticity, they never cleaned it. And so if you go to Cambodia and you go to this museum, there's still blood stains on the wall. There's still pictures, and there's still all the torture devices are still there. They're just like, this is so fucked. We're just gonna leave it the way it is so everybody can see how fucked it is. Maybe Dad was building secret army bases. That's kind of cool. That should still not have solved this movie night. Might be fake. They may have used a machine to pull up the ship. Yeah, but I don't think it was faked. I think that was the whole point of the movie, that it wasn't faked. And as far as I know, everything I know about the movie, it wasn't faked. There's no evidence to say that it was faked. And theoretically, it is possible what they did. It is possible to drag a ship like that up a mountain with the tools that they used, because they did it. Because they did it. If you ask Grok, did they really pull a 320-ton steamship up a mountain? And it's like, yes, they did. With very little machines. And only I think they used dozers to clear the trees a little bit, but they legitimately they moved that goddamn ship up that mountain, and that's pretty insane. It's actually insane. A lot of people overlook that the USA lost the Vietnam War. Did we really, though? See, the thing about the US is we don't lose a war unless we admit it. And so if we just never admit that we lost, then we never did. Just like Afghanistan. That's how that works. That's really how that works, I think. How they put the stone in the ramp? What are you talking about? But we have a lot of half-brothers and sisters in Southeast Asia. The four-way political interaction between China, Vietnam, and U.S. and Cambodia were pretty whacked, and various parties supporting the Khmer, I don't know how to say that word. The Khmer Rouge at different points until Vietnam finally stopped them. Yeah, it was crazy. The fact that NATO condemned Vietnam for invaded Pol Pot's Cambodia is fucking insane. Yeah, no, it is. It's actually insane. Because that one really was. There was no question of who the good guys were. Like, I would argue that Vietnamese were not the good guys in the Vietnam War. Neither were the Americans, to be fair, but, like, Vietnamese people, like, the Viet Cong were not great. They were not good to live under. Like, the Vietnamese people were not happy after the Vietnam War ended. But Cambodia, like, Cambodia literally was just like, if you don't give us the amount of rice that we want, even though it is physically impossible for you to grow that much rice, we're going to take every single grain of rice you have and let you starve to death. It was fuck. Finn is the devil. Finn is the devil. How did they left stone to ramp what? They didn't, for the boat, they didn't use any stones for the boat. They took the boat and they tied some rope around it and they put some logs under the boat where they were going to pull it, and they pulled it out of the water onto the logs, and then they dragged it up over the logs. That's what they did. You can look it up. You can look up how they did it. These tens of thousands of people. Not for the boat. They did not have tens of thousands of people. They did not. They had, like, a tribe of Indians. pull up that boat. They did not fucking use... They used maybe, like, a couple hundred indigenous people to lift a 300-ton ship over a mountain. Literally insane. Actually insane that they did that. And it's not only is it based off of a real story, it's way more intense than the actual story it was based off of. Like, the original story is about this, rubber tycoon. This German rubber tycoon. And he's actually very influential in Peru, in the Peruvian rainforest. And there's a city named after him, and he was kind of fucked up, because he, like... There's a lot of tensions in Peru that stem from what he did. But basically, there was this time when he took this... his boat, and he disassembled it piece by piece, and then dragged each of the individual pieces across the mountain. But not only that, the ship he used was like a tenth the size of the steamship they dragged over that mountain. The Viet Cong was not a government, but a North Vietnamese government was not a full sunshine and rainbows to be honest. They were less horrible than the South Vietnamese government, but not by much. The South Vietnamese government was fucked, but I don't know if they were worse or better. Like, you gotta understand, like, when the North Vietnamese won, it was all communism. Like, they implemented communism, and people who disagreed with communism, they got fucked. I mean, imagine you're a rice farmer. You own a rice field in Vietnam, and then all of a sudden, the North Vietnamese win, and they come and say, hey, that land you have, it's ours now. Also, you're going to a re-education camp where you're gonna get abused and probably killed. Like, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. The North Vietnamese was not a good... It was not an upgrade. It was never an upgrade. Like, legitimately, Vietnam had such a fucking, like, shitty history. Like, at first, they were, like, being conquered by the Chinese, and then they were conquered by the French, and then they were conquered by the Japanese, and then they were conquered by the French again, and then they were conquered by the communists. It was, like, there was never... Right now is probably the best time to be a Vietnamese person than any other time in history. Because right now, Vietnam is actually doing pretty good right now, but... Not... It took them a while to get there. To be fair, they are still technically communists, so, you know. How did they drag it? I don't think they did. But you can't just see them do it and be like, nah, I don't believe it. You can't just do that. Oh, come on, dude. You can't just be like, nah, I don't believe it. Like, what do you want me to tell you? You just want to believe what you already think in your head is the solution. Like, what you've done is you've been like, I think it was aliens. And so I'm gonna disregard any information that might insinuate that it wasn't aliens that did it. It's like, dude, they absolutely... It wasn't demons. It wasn't demons, it was just Egyptians. I know they look the same, but... It was just Egyptians. Not demons. Aliens. You get a lot of investment from China to evade tariffs. Well, they were getting a lot of investment from China to evade tariffs, but I don't know what's happening with that, but it seemed to me that Vietnam was pretty set on, like, strengthening ties with America, because there's a lot of, like, Vietnam right now is a bit of a hot spot for, like, bullshit, because Vietnam has contested areas with China, and they're kind of, China's bullying a lot of people in the South China Sea right now. And so, like, Vietnam is one of those people that's kind of like... Vietnam, Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia are all kind of working with each other to kind of say, hey, China, that's not so cool. Like, international law is a thing. And so, from that perspective, they're not doing that great. But there's also, like, investment projects going on in Vietnam funded by the Chinese to build more rails and logistics between the two countries. So, who knows? Vietnam has always run a tight, like, they've always had, like, a tight balancing act between allying themselves with the Chinese and allying themselves with the U.S. Interestingly enough, according to the poll from the Vietnamese people, they overwhelmingly support the U.S. now. Well, yeah, because it's like, if China... the tariffs, the whole point of the tariffs is to attack China. It's an indirect attack on China. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. It's like arbitrary numbers for the sake of arbitrary numbers because it's just for China. It's just for China. And for Vietnam, if there is being less produced in China, that means there's more demand for things to be produced in Vietnam. So from Vietnam's perspective, China's building all of these factories, and then all of a sudden China's going to become defunct, and then they're just going to be left with these perfectly good, brand new factories that they can use their labor and their force to actually man and make money with. It's like, from Vietnam's perspective, they have a lot of incentive for China to get fucked in this. Same with India, especially India. It's like, if they could gain security from the US, from China, I feel like Vietnam doesn't really want to work with China, because China is very hard to work with. They do not follow the rules, they don't do what they say they're gonna do, and they're just kind of an asshole. But who knows? Again, it's always been a balancing act with Vietnam. Love today history lesson. There is zero definitive proof of aliens are currently here, have come, or are currently here. No. Nah, dude, there are definitely aliens here. I saw one last week at the taco stand. Okay, that was a bit much. Captain Vietnam is better than Captain America. China wants to be tough, but sometimes they scare the neighbors. Well, it's also supposed that China wants to be tough, is that they do a lot of things they shouldn't. Like, they really do a lot of things they shouldn't. They don't follow international law. They completely disregard international law. They don't follow trade agreements. They disregard rules that people set for them. They, like, lie a lot. Like, they lie a lot. I love your fit. Oh, thank you. It's a good fit. That was a shirt. No, it's not the shirt, but it is quite hot in here. Ah! You didn't see it. You didn't see it. You didn't see it. Fuck, it's hot in here. Ah, God. Why is it gotta be like 80 degrees in my room? I have the fan turned on. 7 miles underwater, if your vessel implosion, you wouldn't know it happened. It happened so fast, yeah. Take off the dress if it's hot. I've got to sit down here somehow without there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There. It's just, hold on. If I do that, is it like, oh yeah, we're fine. We're fine. You sit with more difficulty than a bisexual. China does have a lot of things they shouldn't, but they also monumentally fucked themselves on a bunch of things internally, so they're going nowhere in a hurry, even without our efforts. Very true. Very true. Very, very true. I don't really know anything about the trade deals that they're setting up. I don't know if they're good or bad yet. You never really know with Trump. I don't think we'll know if anything that's happened in the past couple months are good or bad for like at least 5 years. I don't know if we'll know. I think it's gonna be like, I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know. Alright, I went to Fort Myers real quick last week. I cannot believe how hot it gets in Florida. It is pretty hot in Florida. I think it's like 80 or something in here. China's literally the world's leading manufacturer. Why the hell would they worry about the rules? Because that's the thing. There are a lot of other countries that want to take China's spot as the leading manufacturer. I mean, look at India. India is a fast-growing country with a ton of people. We basically know that China has been lying about their population numbers. They do not have as many people as they say they do. But India has a ton of people. And their birth rates are some of the best in the world in India right now. Like, they are really doing well in India. And so, from India's perspective, like, the tariffs have been nothing but a good thing from India's perspective. Because if America tariffs the fuck out of China, it's gonna cuck China. I mean, if we boycott China, China's dead. Like, America is the biggest consumer market in the world, by far. And China is the biggest manufacturer in the world, by far. And so that relationship is like this. And if we do this, China's fucked. And if we decide, oh, we're gonna start being buddy-buddy with India, we like India, so we're gonna be buddy-buddy with India. They're more aligned with our interests, so we're gonna move all of our manufacturing to India. It's like, it's an easy win. Easy win for not only India, but the U.S. The only country it's not a win for is, like, China. Get up to, like, a 7-8 to check out some parks. Even at 7-8, it was hot. Yeah. This shit was 112 over here. Yeah, that's pretty hot. Wait, where are you last saw? You drive up to room 10. India doesn't have the infrastructure or skilled workforce yet. Keyword yet. I don't think this is gonna be like a swift thing. I don't think we're gonna end up with Indian manufacturing in the short term. I think it's more setting up for the future. I think that's kind of what the idea is, especially with Cambodia and Vietnam. It's like the whole point of the really high tariffs on those countries seems to be to force those countries to become more aligned with the U.S. That just seems like what it's like from my perspective, but I could be wrong. Who knows? Last time we were trying to say the U.S. could strong-arm China, and China needed the U.S. more than the U.S. needed China, was before Trump blinked first on unilaterally reduced tariffs. See, but I don't see it that same way. I don't really see that Trump blinked, and then he only reduced tariffs on, he didn't reduce tariffs on China initially. I think he did something with China recently, but that's only because there was a quote-unquote deal that was made. But, like, every time somebody's like, oh yeah, Trump blinked because I didn't feel any impact from the tariffs. Like, there was not a single point when I was like, oh man, this is more expensive here. Meanwhile, Chinese people are losing their jobs. They're literally going out of business in China. The person who has the money, who buys the product, has more power in a situation than the person selling the product. It just is. Because it's up to the person selling the product to sell the product, and it's up to the person buying the product to buy the product. And if the person who wants to buy the product just decides, I'm not gonna, the other person can't do anything about it. Trump's tariffs on Sealand, big mistake. They have a couple of things holding back the industrial relations, which can be addressed with policy, but they don't have land, which is good for building factories around the coast by their marriage of purse, the way China does. India will continue to grow, but they will take paths on their own, not become the next China. I don't know. I think it's going to be a mix. I think there's going to be a lot. I don't think we're going to have one country be the next China. I think it's going to be more the Asian countries and India and a couple other countries like India all together doing that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit early to say that Trump blinked or that I won't be convinced that it was a good move to do the tariffs until it's all said and done, and that this is firmly in the history books. Because, like, you really don't know. Especially with Trump, you don't know. You can't say anything for 100% certainty. So it could totally be that just, like, the worst bullshit ever. But it could be 5D chess. You just don't know until it's all done. Trump was using the threat of tariffs more than actually instilling them. That's the whole point. I wish our eyes were like camera lenses so we can zoom in. I agree that the US has more leverage, but we are dependent on China for a lot of critical industrial commitments and some rare earth minerals. Yeah, but that's the whole point of trying to not be dependent on China. And it feels like, I think from Trump's perspective, it's like, we're gonna try to separate ourselves from China, and it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like, I think Trump knew full well that it was gonna be uncomfortable for the US to do that. But it's like, well, we're gonna have to do it at some point, and it's gonna be less painful the sooner we do it. But I don't know. I think a lot of people are not giving people in the world leaders enough credit for what they're doing. There's a lot of shit going on behind the scenes, but I don't really know. I hesitant to say that anything was like a good thing yet, but I certainly don't think that I don't think Trump blinked with China. I don't think he blinked. I don't think there's a lot of people who think that China won the trade war. I do not think China won the trade war. I don't think the trade war is over, and I don't think China is gonna win it. My boss had a brand new truck and is scared to drive because of Trump. A Tesla truck? That makes sense. That's not Trump's fault though. I do your body perfectly, fits like a glove, yeah. Is it really you went to Breadworm stream before? I didn't go to Breadworm stream. I did check him out, but I didn't actually like type in his chat. My boss is illegal. Oh. Well, I have another chatter in here who would like to have a word with your boss. There's someone else who followed just 36 minutes ago who would love to have a conversation with your boss, I'm sure. Fuck, I think I'm getting sick. Fuck. Few of my students disappeared after the first round of ice raids in January. Fuck, dude. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's so many people who are like complaining that he's not deporting enough, and then there's so many people saying that he's deporting too many. People don't know what they want. Have you played League of Legends? I have, but only for like 10 minutes because that game sucks, and I actually don't play it because I fucking hate that game. League of Legends and any MOBA I can't get into. I just hate. I hate MOBAs. I even tried playing that like MOBA first-person shooter game that Valve released, Deadlock. Game sucked. Game fucking sucked. No one knows where they went. We don't even know what their status was. They could have been illegal. I don't know. Many were just scared. I mean, if they're illegally here, I don't know what to tell you. Like, if you're here illegally, kind of already you already broke the law. Very based, Astra. You can get sick. You aren't around people. I don't know. If he doesn't deport the guys I work with, the rest are okay to deport. Yeah. As long as he doesn't deport the people I know and care about. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of, like, obviously there's gonna be some fucking shit with the deportations. Like, some people are gonna get fucked. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. But, like, the immigration's a problem. Like, it is a problem. And it's not like there's any way to get around it being a problem. It's like if we say, oh, let's be humanitarian and just be peaceful, man, then we're not gonna have a country anymore. That shit's not gonna work. It doesn't work. It just doesn't fucking work. It never has worked, and it's never gonna work. Like, can we get a neck reveal? Neck. I got a bunch of kids who were US born, but were scared ICE is gonna take them. Yeah, but that's silly. That's just a silly and a danger, you know, it's just silly. It's just silly. If you go advice, if you had an RX-7 just swap with a JE3 Mazda, why would I ever do that? That's gotta be the most schizo thing you've ever said, Nero. What are you talking about? What? Why would you ever swap it? Why would you ever take an RX-7 and swap a non-rotary Mazda into it? What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm the guy at work with the driver's license. I'm a rock star. V6 always? Why? Not only are you putting a horrible engine in it, you're putting a V6. Rotary's a scam? Okay, now you're just trying to fuck with me. Now you're just trying to fuck with me. Now you're just trying to. I had an argument with somebody about this the other day. There is no good reason to swap a rotary out of an RX-7. Zero reason to. You're only making that car worse. Any engine you put in an RX-7 that's not a rotary is making the car worse. They're balanced for a reason. You're never gonna unbalance a car if you take a fucking V6 and throw it in an RX-7. It's gonna be too heavy. You can make more power with a rotary for less weight. Man, rotary is getting blown up and the oil burning is crazy. Not if you take care of them. If you take care of a rotary engine, they last just fine. They're perfectly reliable. The most reliable car I've ever had was a Mazda RX-7 with a rotary engine in it. If it had a clean rotary, I will crush it. You bastard. You bastard. Like, do I need to go through the rant again? If you take an LS engine and put it into an RX-7, you have ruined the car. You ruined the weight distribution. You ruined the fucking handling. You ruined it. You fucking ruined it. The whole fun part of the car is that you can rev it to 9,000, and now you can't do that because you ruined it. Oh, but I can make more horsepower with the... No, you can't. No, you can't. You can make more horsepower with a LS engine if you put work into it, but you know what else you can do with a rotary engine? You can make more horsepower with it. Dude, I just saw a fucking rotary for sale on goddamn Facebook Marketplace that could make upwards of 1,500 horsepower. It was an expensive engine. Yeah, it was $20,000. Yeah, it was a 3-rotor ported engine. Fucking almost came just looking at it. But it was legitimately, you could make so much more power for less weight with the rotary. And for racing applications, I'm like confident that rotary engines are almost always the best option because you get the most power for the least amount of weight. But oh, the efficiency, oh, it's not as efficient fuel, it doesn't get as good fuel economy. Who cares? It's a race, it's a race car. Who cares if it gets good fuel economy? Oh yeah, but it's not as reliable. Then fuck you. Man, fuck you. Yeah, why do you just complain because you don't want to replace Apex seals every 30,000 miles? Well, fuck you. First of all, you don't have to do that unless you're racing it. And second off, if you really care that much, then you're racing that intense anyway. You should be taking apart your engine every 30,000 miles anyway. Oh, man, it's too expensive. Oh, well, fuck you. It's too expensive. Suck this dick. Fuck you. 1 million horsepower. Sky Active engine plus all-wheel drive modifications plus auto transmission from ARCs. You're okay. You're actually fucking with me. Nah, bro. I took a manual transmission RX-7, and then I took a Sky Active X engine with an RX-8 automatic transmission. I swapped it. How to get murdered at an RX-7 meet? 80%. Jesus Christ. He's using an RX-8 as an example. First of all, never drive an RX with an automatic transmission. That's stupid. That's just stupid. First of all, never drive an automatic just because they're bad. Third of all, Sky Active X engines are great for economy cars, for reliable economy cars. If you're buying an RX-8 for a reliable economy car, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. In no world is an RX-8 a reliable economy car. Buy a Honda. Be like every other dumbass fucking tuner and buy a piece of shit Honda and put a stance on it and act like you know anything about cars. I'm too poor to have this argument. Real sport street cars should have a V engine? That's just not true. That's such a boomer take, Nero. Yeah, you know what they say? You know what? You know when I was in college, what I learned, the saying I learned? If you got 8 in the V, you probably sit to pee. If you got 6 in a row, you're ready to tow. Because inline 6s are cooler than V engines. Every time. Every time. Where you've got a Ford F-150, not as cool as if it had a fucking inline 6 diesel engine, is it? You totally need to stream from a mechanic garage or something, like instead of a PC and build a car. I should do that. I don't get not getting the vibe of driving a manual. Yeah, right? Gonna put a CVT in my RX-8. Top 3 rants. LS swap pineapple pizza and chili without pieces of meat sauce. I like how that literally got automated because of that word. Touched a nerve on that one, chat. RX-7 V6 all-wheel drive automatic, non-CVT with a custom trans kit. This is a garbage car. Nero, that is a bad car. That will never, ever, ever, ever be as good of a car with just a rear-wheel drive rotary. You will never, ever have a car as good. If you put a V6 all-wheel drive automatic in a RX-7, it will be worse around corners. It will not be as fast in a straight line. It won't drift as easily or as well. It will handle worse. It will be slower. It will be worse as a rally car. There are literally no advantages to doing what you have described, Nero. Literally none. Like, zero. Zilch. There are absolutely zero advantages. It's heavier. It gets less fuel efficient. It's less fuel efficient. Well, maybe not with V6, but it's heavier. It's slower. It makes less power. It doesn't drift as easily. Why would you ever do that? In what world is there ever? Is it the demons? Is it the same demons that built the goddamn pyramids? Is that what's possessing you to do this? Is that it? What advantages if you want to piss off Astra? Thank you, Nero, for the follow. I know nothing about cars, but I know electric is master race. Nah, dude. No, dude. No. It's wrong. It's incorrect. It's incorrect. It's false. It's made up. Absolute fictional. Fiction. Totally made up. Changed my mind. Electric cars are good for drag racing, but that's about it. Everything else, they kind of suck. Automatics are for pussies, truly. They're just not as good for racing. If you're gonna race a car, then you're gonna want to control which gear you're in at any given time. There's no advantages to having an automatic transmission in a race car. You might want to try on your posture brace. Just worried about your posture. Yeah, well, you know, I kind of have to sit in a weird way so that I don't accidentally expose myself. Go to a Cold War country in winter, you will want a hybrid. Why? Why would that make me want a hybrid? Because you get heat instantly? If you heard about Top Secret Japan Workshop, he did amazing balance to a sports car in general, so you can make balance with Skyactiv 6 and RX-7. No, but you're always adding weight. And unless you take some, if you're gonna take the time and the effort to balance a car around a heavier engine, you're taking an RX-7, which, by the way, they spent millions of dollars figuring out how to balance that car from factory. You're gonna take all of that work that all those smart engineers did, and you're gonna say, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. And you take a bigger, heavier engine, you're gonna have more weight on the front, longer, further out in the front, so that you're not gonna be able to do anything about that, just because it is. And then you can add more weight to the back to balance it out, but you've now added like 700 pounds to the weight of the car. That's a big difference, dude. There's no way. There's no way. The Skyactiv V6 and an RX-7 is terrible. I feel insulted. You're making me lose it, man. I feel insulted that you would even insinuate such a horrible idea. All that is academic, because even with the most advanced LS swapped VTEC auto transmission seafoam cloud blowing hoopty will blow the doors off your non-operating RX-7 lawn art. My RX-7 is not lawn art, and it runs. God damn it. Cold weather battery range is significantly lower. True. I don't know why you'd specifically want an electric car in the winter, other than the fact that maybe you get heat instantly. You don't have to wait for the engine to heat up to get heat. Is that it?
Thank you for the
Thank you, Cruzo Discord, for the follow. The same mindset of Hiko, to be honest, he makes sense. I don't know whose mindset you have, but it's wrong. You'd never swap a rotary out of a rotary car. It's sacrilegious and it's wrong. And I am upset. I'm upset now that you've even insinuated that as an idea. I'm upset. I'm upset now, chat. Cal got fucked on his resale on his Tesla? Yeah, no shit. Of course. I mean, like, what did you think was gonna happen? It's a fucking used Tesla. Who buys a used Tesla? Especially in 2025. V-engine always better and efficient. That's not true, though. It's not it's not better and it's not efficient. Or it's not more efficient. Why would a V-engine be better? Explain to me why, mechanically, why is a V-engine always better? Please. Please, please enlighten me. Because I know a thing or two about engines. And that is almost never true. If you have an inline 6 versus a V6, and the inline 6 will almost always be a better engine. Almost always. Anytime you have an engine in a V, you have to not only worry about the engine, you have to worry about the balancing. If you don't have the balancer right on your V engine, it will shake itself apart, literally. You took 17k loss in the Tesla. Oof! Well, I hope that he got the money that he needed for it. Jesus Christ. That's crazy, dude. Trying to bring the legendary Japanese tuner into the argument, even though they would laugh their face off if they heard this. What would they say? What would they say, Taco? What would they fucking say? Inline engine has a weak timing belt. What? It has a weak timing belt? What do you... What about... Okay, but... Why would the timing belt on an inline engine be any different than a timing belt on a V engine? You realize that the timing belt has nothing to do with how the engine is laid out. In fact, on an inline engine, on some of them, you can get away with using a gear and not even like a chain or a belt. You can just use a timing gear, which is like infinitely better than either other option. So what? Also will wear out, so VA engine, timing chain, plus modification. Will also wear out. V engine, timing chain, plus modification. A timing chain on a V engine is more complicated and is going to wear out quicker than a timing chain on an inline engine, dude. I mean, it depends on the engine specifically, but, like, in general, there is no significant difference between the reliability of a timing belt on a V engine compared to an inline engine. That's just wrong. That's wrong! Wish I knew how to piss off Astra like this. V is always better. That's just wrong, though. You're factually incorrect. You're just factually wrong, Nero. You're actually just fucking wrong. Bro. Come on. You need like something comedic like a third block so you can stretch and still censor. I'm tired. The trouble with the timing chain is that it never needs to replacing, but when you ask a main dealer whether it's okay that the car's done 300,000 miles on one chain, they in a way that's not very comforting. Yeah, I mean, you have to replace a timing chain and a timing belt on either one. But there isn't any... Again, there's no reason why a timing chain on a V engine would be any less problematic than it would be on an inline engine. Timing chain is more durable than belt. Also, the look of the V is beautiful. A timing chain is better than a belt, for sure, Nero. But there are inline engines with timing chains and not timing belts. And there are V engines with timing belts, not chains. So there's no advantage there, other than you like the way the V, you just think it's cool. Is that what you're saying? Is that you just think the V is cool? Because that's fine. You just think the V engine's cool. That's cool. That's alright. You can have that. But what is not better than an inline engine. Yeah, with timing belt there's a replacement schedule. Of course, yeah, but not every inline engine has a timing belt. In fact, I wonder. I actually don't know. Does my car have a timing belt or a timing chain? I might be a belt. I might have a belt on that. It's not a chain. Oh well. That sucks. Oh well. I mean, it's not like belts are that bad either way. It is better to have a chain, though. I will admit, it is better to have a chain. But there are definitely V8 engines that are timed with belts, so it's not like... And there are inline 6 engines that are timed with gears, which are infinitely better. Simply put, the Mazda CX-7 all-wheel drive automatic transbelt modified for a JE engine. My V6 had a timing chain, V8s have timing belts. It just depends on the engine. It literally depends on the engine and the manufacturer. It has nothing to do with the layout of the engine. BMWs used chains back then, I believe. I think it's a belt? Hold on, let me look at Grok. Grok is... I'm getting too used to just asking Grok shit. Does 1987 M20 engine in a BMW 325i have a timing chain or belt? Let's rock what the best engine is, I dare you. The BMW 325i with the M21 usually has a timing belt. The M20 B25 engine has a 2.5 inline 6 use the 325i chassis uses timing belt rather than time chain. Regular replacement of the belt is recommended every 60 to 100,000 miles to prevent potential engine damage. Steam engine power for the win, yeah. What is the best engine? For performance, the Ferrari 3.9 liter twin turbo V8. Toyota for reliability. Toyota for efficiency. I don't really think that's probably the best engine though. It just because it's so subjective, like the best engine. It depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, RX-8 with custom all-wheel drive transfer case bolted to a JE 3.0-liter Mazda engine. No, Near, you don't understand. Why put a piston engine in an RX car? Why? If the car had a rotary, why don't you just leave the rotary in it? I don't understand. It's like you're determined to ruin the weight balance of these cars. You're fucking determined. First of all, RX-8s kind of suck. But second off, so there's no reason to put that combo in an RX-8 in the first place, because RX-8s are heavy. They're not the greatest sports cars of all time. There's no reason to swap a fucking 3.0-liter modern Mazda engine with a transfer case into an RX-8. It's just, there's no reason. But second off, rotary burn and fail. According to you, I've had a rotary for all. My first car was a rotary. It got me. It outlasted me. That car is still running. It's still the most reliable car I've ever had. The idea that rotaries burn and fail is a misnomer spread by fools who don't know how to take care of their fucking engine. If you know how to take care of a rotary engine, it will last. You can easily get 150,000 miles out of a naturally aspirated rotary engine that's taken care of properly. God damn it, you're fucking with me. Do I still use the rotary? In spirit. It's not, I don't have it with me. I do have it, but it's not with me. Fuck. Alright, it's 8:20. I'm going to bed. I'm not going to bed. I'm going to eat something. Chat. Astra's falling apart. The rotary engine is still strong. Exactly. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I'm gonna try to go find something to eat. I might make some chicken. I might not. I don't really know yet. Astra rage quits. Legitimately gonna rage quit. I don't know what I'm doing yet. I might go make some food. I don't know if I want to make the chicken thing I made last time though, because I feel like I don't want to cook for an hour. It's gonna take like an hour to make that. Anyway, thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. Hey Puck. Say goodbye, Puck. Goodbye!